a certain assertion on our part that we are actors, we must be actors in the development cooperation agenda. We believe that we are very well placed to take on that role. But also, and this is a discussion that we have to have inside the international trade union movement, it is incumbent upon us also to look at ourselves, to look at our own capacities, to look at our own habits, to look at our own organisational structures, and to make sure that our own effectiveness as these actors, as such an actor, is maximised. But let me perhaps just take something Vanya said as a point of departure. Vanya, you said that you referred to solidarity as obviously a key concept for trade unionists. It occurs to me that what brings trade unions to the development cooperation agenda above all is the fact that development cooperation overseas assistance is also an act of solidarity. It is a recognition in the international community that we have a debt of solidarity with others, and that solidarity needs to be translated into effective material terms. So it seems to be quite natural. Solidarity, but it's also self-interest. It's where solidarity and self-interest intersect. If you look at the whole notion and objectives of development cooperation, it is clear that yes, it is there out of reasons of solidarity, but of course in helping others we help ourselves. That is the logic of globalization. That is the logic of our common destiny in very many ways. In looking at the issues which have been discussed at these very many intergovernmental conferences in recent years, and their discussions that took place there and their outcomes, it is very clear that there are some key debates that have taken place, which I don't think we can consider as having been concluded. They are work in progress. And I think that we need to pick up on these unfinished debates. We shouldn't neglect, and in current circumstances, it is in fact impossible to neglect the fact that in circumstances of global crisis, the whole question of dedicating resources to overseas assistance is put in question. We know that public budgets around the world are under enormous pressure. And when the ITUC talks to political leaders, we have insisted, we did it, I'm not sure with what success, to Mr. Berlusconi in Rome in the G8, we did it to G20 in Pittsburgh recently. We said, whatever else you're going to save money on, whatever else you're going to pay for this crisis, you should not do it by reneging on your commitments to overseas development assistance. And this is a message which certainly the G20 got. They reflected it in their Pittsburgh declaration. But we know that we haven't done well enough. We know that that rather long-standing UN commitment to 0.7% has been met by some, but not by many. And there is really a fear, I think, that the direction of politics and global economics today will take us further away from the investments necessary to achieve the Millennium Development Goals than closer to them. And I think that the voice of the ITC needs to stand firm in our commitment to maintain the efforts that must be made to achieve the Millennium Development Goals. So funding is on the table, and we shouldn't forget it. Linked to that, of course, is the whole question of effectiveness, aid effectiveness, development effectiveness, whatever the correct vocabulary is. And I think that all of us, the taxpayer, government officials, all have to insist that whatever resources we do dedicate to the purposes that we're here to discuss, or that they are used effectively. And by the way, it's not just in the so-called donor countries that this is a real issue.